Baseball is finally back, and while the outcomes of spring training games are more so meaningless, there are a few players who must produce a strong spring in order to gain the trust of upper management and receive the call up to the show. And that is exactly the case with Nate Pearson. Oh, Nate Pearson. I have to say I completely bought into the prospect hype. Yes, I know everyone did, but I think I went the farthest. I bought his jersey after his 2019 season. I've definitely learned my lesson, never buy a prospect's jersey ever again, and I'm so happy I ended up not buying Austin Martin's. That would have been even worse. Definitely dodged a bullet right there. Okay, back to the point, and that is, Pearson could become a valuable weapon in 2023. Big Boy Nate was the crown jewel in the Jays farm system once the likes of Vlad and Bo graduated. And heading into the 2020 season, he ranked as high as the number 10 prospect in all of baseball, and was the second highest ranked pitching prospect. He even got off to an incredible start in the majors, pitching 5 shutout frames against the Nationals. So what went so wrong? Well, he sustained a ridiculous amount of injuries. A sports hernia, mononucleosis, a lat strain, and an elbow injury. And he wasn't even able to pitch in the bigs in 2022. From all of these injuries, Pearson has only been able to pitch a limited number of innings, and from that, he's not stretched out to be a starter anymore. It's more likely that he will never start for the Jays ever again. But that may not be the worst thing. If he is able to go out and throw upwards of 100 miles per hour and record a high Ks per 9, then he brings something to the Jays bullpen that they haven't had in a very long time. Just look at the top Jays relievers and their fastball velocities and strikeouts per 9. As you can see, no one really compares to Pearson. The only guy who can throw as hard as him is Romano, no surprise there, and the strikeout figures are similar between the three of Romano, Swanson, and Richards. But of course, we definitely do not want to throw Richards into high leverage situations. Now, you may ask, why is this so important? Well, think of it this way. When you have to pull your starter from the game after he just gave up back-to-back singles to put men on the corners with one out in the 6th, then you want to bring in a guy who can strike out the next batter to try and save the runner scoring from third on a ball in play. That's what made Daniel Hudson's time with the Jays so special in 2019. That year, he was the best in baseball at not allowing inherited runners to score. And as for anyone trying to be the best at something, you have to compare yourself to the best. And that's the Houston Astros. As you can see, on average, their bullpen provided much higher fastball velocities and a far greater strikeouts per 9. And while the two stats don't necessarily go hand in hand, it's just always nice to have a hard-throwing guy that can punch guys out at a high rate. The point is, Pearson could be similar to one of these guys for the Jays in 2023. Gone are the days of speculating him being a star 1 or 2 in the rotation. Now we have to accept the fact that his best bet of being a contributor at the major league level is being a flame-throwing reliever. And he has fared well there. In 2021, when Pearson was moved into the pen later in the season, he had a 2.84 ERA in 12 2/3 innings pitched. The 4.7 walks per 9 is definitely much higher than it should be, but other than that, he did very well. And last season in the minors, he had a 3.55 ERA in 15 1/3 innings with 18 strikeouts out of the pen. A short sample size, but encouraging. And what was even better were his stats from the Dominican Winter League last year. In 12 games, he allowed 0 earned runs and struck out 16. But what was the most impressive stat was his 4 walks allowed. It's still not the greatest, it's 3 walks per 9, but it's an encouraging sign, seeing how he has always struggled with control and has a career 6.8 walks per 9 in the majors. We should take it as a positive. Now let's talk about his first spring training game. His line was 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts in 1 innings pitched. His 3 strikeouts is truly remarkable, especially his final one at 101 miles per hour to Donaldson that got him out of a jam. But 2 walks in 1 inning is always going to kill you. It could have easily been 2 or more runs allowed, but thanks to Kiermaier, it was held at 1. The change in the outfield is already paying off defensively. Okay, sorry, I just had to say that. Anyways, let's end the Pearson remarks on a happy note. He's still punching out guys at an incredible rate, and his fastball velocity is still very, very high. And it's just 1 outing. He still has a few more this spring to prove his worth. And like mentioned before, he got great high-leverage relief opportunities playing this fall, and obtains all of the tools necessary to make an impact at the major league level. Just like the past few years, Nate Pearson is surely a name to keep an eye on as spring training continues. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Only a small percentage of people watching are actually subscribed, and it helps me out a lot. Plus, you're definitely going to want to be kept in the loop with baseball season fast approaching. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.